Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, I'll be sharing with you the likely consequence or effects of you moving out of your matrimonial home. My name is Mary and I'm a practicing lawyer in Nigeria. On my YouTube channel, I share videos to educate the general public. If this is your first time watching my video, please do well to click on the subscribe button, like this video and share as well. Please try to watch half into my video, okay? Please do not skip the sponsor ad, okay? So let's talk about it. There is a thing called desertion under the Nigerian law, particularly under the family law. The family law is actually the aspect of law that have divorce, dissolution of marriage under it, okay? So when we talk about desertion, we're talking about the willful abandonment of a spouse by the other without the consent of the spouse. Consent is a paramount thing when it comes to desertion. Desertion under the Nigerian law as to dissolution of marriage is a vital ground for dissolution of marriage. In its more simpler sentence, what this means is that when you willfully abandon your spouse without the consent of your spouse, that can form a valid ground for divorce in Nigeria. Okay, I have mentioned in a couple of my videos that there are 8 grounds, or let me say 8 facts that you can come under to file for divorce in Nigeria. And this particular topic, desertion, abandonment, forms one of it. Oftentimes we see women pack their belongings out of the matrimonial home with their kids, maybe for certain germane reason like domestic violence. Yes, that is a good reason to actually leave, but I want you to bear in mind that once you pack your things and move out of a matrimonial home, the likely consequence could form desertion, which is a valid ground for divorce in Nigeria, so that you don't act out of ignorance. But for you to have a claim under this aspect of law, for you to say you want your marriage to be dissolved because the other party deserted you, or yes, abandoned the matrimonial home, there are about 4 things that you need to prove to the court. You can't just make a claim to the court that this has happened. You need to prove to the court that truly this has happened, okay? That desertion or abandonment has happened. And there are about 4 things you need to prove to the court. First thing you need to prove when it comes to desertion is the fact that there is a separation between parties. Like I mentioned earlier, there is a willful abandonment by one spouse to the other. Okay, so that separation is a vital thing you need to prove to the court. In some authorities, some judicial authorities in Nigeria, the fact that a woman withdraws, like it happens often for the women, leave the room to the guest room, because what the court wants to get under this topic is that there is no sexual intercourse. There is no intercourse between the husband and the wife. So when there is separation, it means that marital right is actually not taking place. And once that is happening for a couple of time, it comes to the court that the marriage is already eating the rock. Okay, so that is one. There must be, if you want to come under desertion, that your partner or your estranged spouse deserted you, you need to prove to the court that there is a separation between parties. And that separation, you need to have it in mind that there is no sexual intercourse. It's possible for the woman to leave the matrimonial home and probably they are still meeting somewhere. So there should be a separation and there is no sexual intercourse. The second point is that that party must have the intention to withdraw permanently from the home. And how do you prove this permanent withdrawal? You have to prove it by making the court to understand that those are the things you need to check. Making the court understand that 1 year preceding the time you file or you're about to file, like there must be a period of 1 year that person left the matrimonial home. So when you're talking about desertion, it shouldn't be something that just happened 6 months ago. For you to fully come under this aspect, under this grant, you must prove to the court that a year before you file the divorce petition, a year, like there is a complete 1 year before you file the divorce petition. So for example, this is like let's say September. You need to prove to the court that prior to this time, a year ago, let's say the whole of 2023, nothing happened, you were separated, and for that 1 year the person did not come back home, not like they left 6 months and they, I don't know if you understand that. So you have to prove to the court that that 1 year, that person, that is that intention, you use that period to prove to the court that this is an intention to withdraw permanently. So for you to withdraw permanently, just that 1 year factor you need to prove to the court. So it's possible that you're watching this video and probably your partner withdrew from the home for about 2 years. You can still fall under this category. The minimum is just a year. So if 2 years, 3 years can still fall under this second point I'm talking about. Okay, so but 6 months, 8 months cannot. And if there is let's say for example the person withdrew about 3 years ago, but once in a while she did come to the home, perform some duties, and probably you and her, or you and her, or probably the man and the woman, whichever way, have sexual intercourse, you may not be able to use this particular grant. You may have to check for the other grants. There are about 8 grants, and I have everything on my YouTube channel. Okay, so that is another aspect. The third one is lack of consent. Lack of consent. This is paramount as well, just like the other two I've mentioned. You know, the party that withdrew from the home, you did not consent to the act. That is just the point. You did not consent to that act. So if you're telling the court, okay, there is a particular case of Sunday versus Sunday, it's actually a divorce matter, and this is what happened. So the parties, the man left for another state and told the woman to remain in the particular state. Let's say the state A. So the man left of state B, and their reason for reaching that mutual agreement is the fact that, you know, that is like separation, but the agreement is because the woman was pregnant and there is no facility, like the maternity facility, that will enable her, like the birth of the child and all of those things. So they agreed that mutually that the man should leave, and when there is facility in the state B, the woman would join the man. However, when the man sent the signal like, okay, now you can come to this state B, I think the state B is actually Zaria. So the woman is of the opinion that, oh, she cannot come at this point for some reasons, that she just got a job in the states where the man left her. So this under the courts interpreted this to be like there is no consent. Before then, they had a mutual agreement that, okay, the woman should remain while the man travels. But at the point whereby the man already, there's no longer consent at a particular point. So then when you're proving a point under this aspect of desertion, you need to make the court understand that you did not consent to the separation. You know, oftentimes in Nigeria now, you see couple reaching a mutual agreement to relocate, and probably the man will go first or the woman will go first, and after a period of time the man would have to join the woman. There is a mutual agreement on that. So the last point is that there is no reasonable ground for the withdrawal. When there is no reasonable ground, for example, if a party files a divorce suit that my partner is guilty of desertion, like my partner deserted me and things like that, the other party, the one who has been accused of desertion now, can actually file a suit like, oh, I have a reasonable ground, these are my reasons, these are why I withdrew from the matrimonial home. But when you have your factor, you know that your partner does not have any reason to withdraw from them. Like I mentioned earlier, domestic violence is actually a good reason for a woman or a man to leave or to quickly withdraw from a matrimonial home. But if there are no such reason, cogent reason, coming under desertion may fail as a ground for dissolution of marriage. I hope this information educates you. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. My email address will be in the description box. Till I see you in another video. Bye.